What's up, YouTube? It's Kenny again. Sorry for the late video. I tried to make one this morning and I just didn't like it, so I had to get on the road. I'm doing a 30-minute break now. It's about 9 o'clock. So I wanted to make a video about what's going on with me and the stocks and the whole shebang. So before we get started, just want to let you know again that I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a truck driver driving across the country researching and trading stocks, and I will not be held responsible for any moves you make in the stock market. Not ever. I'm not your mama, all right? Hit that subscribe button for me. Mash on it. Like the video. Let me know how your day is going. So, yeah, I mean, this morning in the pre-market, again, a lot of stuff was up, but all my stuff is trending downward just a little bit or flat this morning. Now, you know, I talked in that other video. Sorry, I just ate an Egg McMuffin. I talked in that other video about infrastructure type stocks, and I did look into the ones that were on my mind, which were Schwing, Putzmeister, McNeilus. Those three make concrete pumps and concrete mixers, but unfortunately none of those are publicly traded, so that's not an option. I looked into a few more. The only one that really sticks out to me is Caterpillar, ticker symbol CAT. It seems to be on a pretty decent run, but you know, it may be kind of expensive right now, so do your own research. But I'm kind of my brain is going more toward semiconductors now, so I'm looking into some semiconductor stocks. Intel just made a big announcement that they're pumping like 20 million or 20 billion or something into starting to produce semiconductors. Of course, you've got AMD, Nvidia, and there are some smaller ones. I'm looking into the semiconductor space. I feel like, you know, we've got this big semiconductor shortage going on, and it's affecting the auto industry pretty heavily. And, you know, a semiconductor shortage means that they're selling more. They need to sell more than they can even make. So the expansion is in the future for that sector. And Biden's also talked about looking at it and trying to figure out ways to increase production, make sure we don't run into these shortages again. So it's a possibility we could see some government money dumped into it. So I'm looking at semiconductors. If you've got any suggestions, throw them in the comments down below. You know, I'm going to be looking into this space. So as far as my broader strategy goes, okay, you know, I'm really heavy in EVs and solar right now. Like pretty much my whole portfolio is EVs and solar. And I'm feeling like, I think I've said this before, I'm feeling like I want to shift to a more long-term type of strategy. Not necessarily 10-year long-term, but definitely want to move away from the swing trading for a while. And so, since I'm so heavily concentrated already in EVs and solar, I'm looking to branch out into some other sectors. And the sectors that I like right now, like I said, semiconductors, even though that is somewhat tangentially a part of the EV market. And then also fintech. And man, genomics is really appealing to me, but I don't really understand it. And so that's one that I'd like to get in on somehow. I'm thinking that I may actually go into some ETFs. There's going to be deposits coming soon, okay? I haven't been able to deposit money for quite some time here. And I don't know if I mentioned this in the other video, but I started a second savings account, and I'm trying to do some things there to build up some actual cash, on hand cash, like not like outside of the stock accounts. But I think in the next couple of weeks, I'm at least going to be able to start making some smaller deposits until I build up that cash reserve. And that's where I'm wanting to go. I'm wanting to look at fintech. I'm wanting to look at semiconductors. If I find, and I'm still kind of looking at this infrastructure, roads and bridges, but I don't know about it, guys. I don't know about it. I know a lot about the construction side of it, But as far as stocks, like when I started looking into Schwing and Putzmeister, like they didn't seem like that, even if they were publicly traded, which they're not, they didn't seem like they'd be very good investments. So I don't really trust myself in that area, because like I can see it from one side, because I drove concrete mixers and concrete pumps, so I can like see it from that side of the equation. And it seems like the things that I think are profitable investments may not necessarily be. So I'm being cautious, trying to think about where the money would be well put in that area. But you know, like semiconductors, 5G, and you know, it doesn't necessarily relate to infrastructure, but you know, when we're talking about this big shift to EVs that is included in this bill, semiconductors is an important part of that. And since there's a shortage, you know, more demand than supply, the supply has to increase, which means expansion in that area. So I like the semiconductor area right now. I'm going to be looking more heavily into stocks to talk about in that area. And then fintech, I've already got a very small position in PaySafe that was one of the first things that I invested in when it was a SPAC, that I still have in the long-term account, but it's super small. It's like 9 shares. Fintech is an area that I like, and you know, I'm going to be looking in that area as well. I'm thinking of ways to expand beyond EVs and solar at the moment. I think I'm well positioned in those two areas between Tesla, Hyliion, Lordstown Motors, and then OEG and Enphase. I think I'm pretty well stocked up in that area. Hyliion, guys, still no news story. Like, what the fuck is going on with that, guys? Like, they just really made their first sales that will make them any profit. I mean, assuming they're even sales. I mean, they said they installed them on these vehicles, but did they make a profit on that? I mean, I don't understand why there would not be a news story, like a press release about that. If it's the first time that they've actually installed a big bundle of these for a company, why would there not be a press release? It's just, they're pissing me off.
New message.
Guys.
I knew that you could.
Oh.
Albert. New message.
Yeah, it's pissing
Daily
me off.
reminder asterisk
Oh, man,
summertime is
come
upon
on.
us. APU tips to help keep you cool.
I'd
Pull all
silence
curtains
it.
closed and use your truck/C in the front and bump to pull pack down once
I'd
pack is
silence
cool
it if I
down. Turn
could,
on your
guys.
APU/C. What this does is helps your APU from working so hard to cool down the cap. Park away from the sun when possible. If you are having APU issues, please contact Road Breakdown when it is convenient for you, and let's get it into the shop for repairs. As always, stay
These
safe, be the
motherfuckers
professional.
send something out like that every morning. There we go. But yeah, anyway, that's where I'm at, guys. Sorry about the computer disruption. I can't remake this video. I'm about to have to get back on the road. But yeah, guys, I want to diversify just a little bit. I'm kind of against diversification to a certain extent, because I feel like it cuts off your profits. But being so heavily concentrated in solar and EV, I want to move outside of that, find some other interesting areas to get into. I'm kind of scared of SPACs right now, just because, you know, there's a lot of negativity from people around SPACs in general, and they haven't been doing real well. So I'm not going to jump into any SPACs right now. I did buy the 1 share of NGA that somebody super chatted me to buy. I did buy the 1 share of NGA this morning, just so you know, Mr. Hamster. But I want to try to kind of stay clear of the SPACs just for right now. And like I said, shift a little bit away from the swing trading and more toward midterm, not necessarily long term, like 5 years I'm going to hold this stuff, but you know, just a longer term view of some things. And that's where I'm at. Let me know what you think. You think we should be shifting more away from the swing trading and the growth stocks, looking for that explosive growth, and move toward more steady but still big growth? Or do you think we should just hang out in the growth stuff and wait for it to come back? I mean, I'm holding the things that I've got, but the new money that I put in, I'm thinking about going a different direction for right now until, you know, I see what the market's going to do over the next couple of months. I've talked before about the fact that I will adapt my strategy as the market changes. As things change, you're going to have to adapt your strategy to match it if you want to be profitable. So that's where I'm at right now. I'm looking for that adaptation to keep me profitable. Yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button, like the video, and thanks for watching.